Hello, I'm Jim Clyburn. I represent South Carolina's 6th Congressional District in the United States House of Representatives and serve as the Assistant Democratic Leader. It is my privilege to deliver this week's Congressional Black Caucus Message to America. I want to use this opportunity to tell you about my 10-20-30 initiative, which has become a focus of the Congressional Black Caucus's efforts to eliminate poverty. As the nation emerges from the Great Recession, far too many of our communities risk being left behind. Many of these communities were struggling long before the Great Recession, and Congress needs to act to address their needs. The basic premise of 10-20-30 is that at least 10% of federal funds should be spent in communities where the poverty rate has been at least 20% over the last 30 years. These persistent poverty communities are as diverse as our country itself. This should not be a partisan issue. More than 2/3 of the persistent poverty counties are represented by Republicans in the United States House. They are rural and urban. There are basically black communities in the Deep South and white communities in Appalachia. There are Latino communities in the Southwest and Native American communities in the Plains. In 2009, the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act applied the 10-20-30 formula to 3 rural development accounts: community facilities, rural business, and water and waste disposal. As a result, long-awaited economic development projects came to fruition. Communities in Orangeburg and Williamsburg counties in South Carolina and Bath County, Kentucky, received funds to provide clean drinking water to hundreds. A much-needed public safety building was constructed in New Madrid County, Missouri, and a Native American housing authority in South Dakota was able to build a new, environmentally friendly administration building. These are just a few examples of the 4,600 projects made possible by 10-20-30. All of them created good construction jobs and desperately needed services. 10-20-30 does not increase the deficit. It simply targets funds that are already appropriated into areas where they are most needed. Ever since the success of 10-20-30 in the Recovery Act, I have been advocating for its application throughout the federal budget. Thanks to support from Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, and House Appropriations Committee Chairman, Hal Rogers, we have begun to make real progress. The Agriculture Appropriations Bill, currently moving through Congress, applies 10-20-30 to 10 spending accounts, a substantial increase over the Recovery Act. We are continuing to work to find other areas of the federal budget where it can be applied. Poverty in these areas has been persistent for a long time, but it need not and must not be permanent. 10-20-30 is a vital tool to bring opportunity to every corner of our great nation. I appreciate this opportunity to bring you up to date on this important initiative to address persistent poverty that plagues so many of our communities. Thank you for listening to this CBC Message to America.